Hello. So this video is all about adding and subtracting polynomials. So by this point you should know what a polynomial is. And when we add or subtract polynomials, we're using a skill that we've already known and have been using all school year long. And the skill that we are using is the skill of combining like terms. So if you remember from the beginning of the school year, whenever we used combining like terms, it would be on something like 3x plus 4x. Well, because both of these terms have something in common, they have an x in common, I can just add their coefficients. So if I take 3 plus 4, that would give me 7x total. So I'm just combining like terms. So let's see how this is going to look on the CFA. It says, given g of x equals 3x squared plus 6x minus 3, and f of x equals x squared minus 8x plus 2, complete the following problems. So the first one says g of x plus f of x. So what we are going to do is we're going to take g of x, 3x squared plus 6x minus 3, and we need to add to it f of x. Now something that you need to notice is that the like terms are stacked on top of each other. So these are like terms because they both have x to the power 2. These are like terms because they both have just an x. And these are like terms because they are both constants. So to add these, I'm just going to add the like terms. So if I focus on my x to the power 2's, I have 3 plus, this would be a 1, so 3 plus 1 would give me 4x to the power 2. Now I'm going to add my next like terms. I have 6 plus negative 8. That would be negative 2x. And now I have negative 3 plus 2, which would give me a negative 1. And this would be my final polynomial after adding those two polynomials together. Now part B says g of x minus f of x. So again, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to put g of x on the top minus f of x. And again, I'm going to go through the same steps. So 3 minus 1 would give me 2x to the power 2. 6 minus negative 8 would give me a positive 14x. Negative 3 minus 2 would give me a negative 5. And I would do the same thing for f of x minus g of x. I'm simply going to switch what position they are in. I'm going to put f of x on top this time, and g of x on the bottom. But again, I'm just going to subtract the like terms. So 1 minus 3 would give me 2, negative 2x to the power 2. Negative 8 minus 6 would give me negative 14x. 2 minus negative 3 gives me a positive 5. Let's look at another example. Given k of x equals 2x to the power 2 minus 3x plus 4, and m of x equals x squared minus 9, complete the following problems. So k of x plus m of x. If I write k of x, that's 2x squared minus 3x plus 4, and I need to add to it m of x. Well, if you look at m of x is only a binomial. It only has two terms. So I need to be careful about where I place these two terms. Again, it's important to make sure I place them underneath the like term. So I'm going to put the x squared here, and I'm going to put the minus 9 way over here underneath the 4, because that's its like term. Now the empty space in the middle, I'm just going to put plus 0x, because now I have a like term for my negative 3x. Now let's go through and add these up. 2 plus 1 gives me 3x to the power 2. Negative 3 plus 0 gives me negative 3x. 4 plus negative 9 gives me minus 5. And I have added those together. Now let's do k of x minus m of x. Again, I'm going to go ahead and stack them. Filling up my empty space with that plus 0x. And now I'm going to go through and subtract them. 2 minus 1 gives me 1x to the power 2. Negative 3 minus 0 gives me negative 3x. 4 minus negative 9 gives me negative 13. And then lastly at the bottom, I'm going to flip-flop spots. I'm going to take the m of x, again keeping that 0x in the middle, and subtracting k of x. If I go through and do that, 1 minus 2 gives me negative 1x squared. 0 minus negative 3 gives me a positive 3x. Negative 9 minus 4 would give me negative 13. One last question here. Given that y of x equals 4x squared plus x minus 5, find a polynomial w of x such that y of x plus w of x equals 9x squared minus 5x plus 3. So really what we have here is we have y of x as 4x to the power 2 plus x minus 5. And we added something to that. We added a wx to it. And when we added those two things together, w of x plus y of x gave me this answer. So now we're just going to work backwards. I know what I started with, and I know what I ended with. I have to figure out what's going to go in the middle. So I started with a 4 and ended with a 9. What did I add to do that? Oh, well, that would be 5x squared. In the next term, I started with a 1 and ended with a negative 5. So that would be a negative 6, because 1 plus negative 6 gives me negative 5. Then I started with a negative 5 and I ended at positive 3. I would need to go positive 8 there. So this, in the middle, would become my w of x.